So in today's video, we'll see how to explore the existing sample files which are provided here in Revit. Go to File, Open, click on the small triangle here, and go to Sample Files. Okay. In the sample files, let's open Snowden Towers, Sample Architecture. Click to open. It might ask you to open it as read only. Go ahead and say OK. Okay. Continue, open the file, and so let's see what are all the sheets that are there here. I think it's always a good idea to. So Revit 2025 has the sheets, etc., arranged in a tab on here. It's easier for you to locate them. So you can see there are quite a few number of sheets here. Um, okay, so let's just see how the sheets look like, and then we'll go further into this. I highly encourage all of you to open and go through all of the sample files. It's a huge repository of knowledge of how to construct your drawings. Um, Also, just by exploring Revit and by using it, you tend to increase your knowledge in the various aspects of construction. Okay, so we have this sheet is called Learn About This Project, and let's go to the next one. And this one has a parking deck uh, life safety plan. Okay. Um, so it's useful to know about the convention that is used to number and name the sheets in the construction drawings. Okay, so we'll go through that at some point. We'll see what is the convention that is used for doing this. Okay, so let's see the next one. This one says first floor. So all these are life safety plans. Okay, so usually, if we can see the sheet numbering, all of these or G, starting with a prefix of G, um, you could call it general um, uh, project information, and architectural will have the sheet numbers starting with A as a prefix. Structural will have S as a prefix. Um, so over here we have and this um, sometimes you may have general arrangement drawings, GAD, which is a very preliminary set of drawings for initial approval, conceptual initial approval of the client. Um, so just be familiar, make yourself uh, familiar with all these naming conventions. Let's see the next sheet. So again, we're just going through all the sheets to make ourselves familiar with the project. And I'm also trying to explore most of this for the first time with you all so that it gives you a feel of how you can approach the whole thing. Um, Currently, we're on the second floor, G1 and 102. Let's go to the next floor, 103. It may be a good idea to clear some of the inactive sheets so we can keep opening more and more sheets. The idea here is to just see what sheets are there. So once you're familiar with the things which are here, then it creates that sense of um, inquisitiveness. Oh, I saw that. What was there? You know, that initial friction point goes away once you start opening all these sheets and just make yourself familiar with these things. Okay. Um, Go to the next one. Okay. Um, this is the fourth floor. Let's go to the fifth floor. So here you can see all the um, these lines are tracing out the shortest distance for means of egress. People who are familiar with fire safety and these norms, they understand this drawing. Again, all the paths are traced out. So the farthest from, for example, this is an outdoor sit out, and the farthest point you could consider is here. And from here, which is the uh, what is the path you would take to reach to the nearest staircase? Okay, over here, this is the path you take from here. The staircase, door here, from here. So all this can now be kind of automated in Revit. We'll explore that in future chapters, and let's see what's there in the next sheet. Okay, 106. This looks like the full-fledged terrace um, plan, roof plan. Again, as architects, life safety becomes one of the um, primary responsibilities of architects. And uh, at the end of the day, whatever you design should be safe for the people who are occupying the place. So make sure you're thinking about it at during all aspects of your design and construction phases. Now, these are the drawings of kitchen. Now, again, the convention over here, they've used K as a prefix. Um, we'll find some international best practices and go through them for file naming and sheet numbering in the future videos. So these sheets become quite a good reference for the people in your office uh, on how to compose your sheets in Revit, how to showcase all the details. This is um, such a such a great resource for people to go through. Even if you are quite conversant with Revit, the way they've structured the whole sample file is to showcase what all or the current possibilities. So please go through all of these sheets, try and understand them. We'll go through each one of them in future episodes. Okay, so this is the parking layout. So, so even beginner, intermediate, and advanced users, um, I think all types of users can take away something from just by going through all these sheets. Um, so if you want, you can follow along in these videos, or you can advanced users, of course, could just um, go through all the sample files on their own. These are now these are the structural details, right? ST is for ST. Doesn't look like structural. Could be something else. A schematic diagram. Find out. So yeah, it looks like schematic. So here you have kind of a legend, which is showing you the occupancy legend. Uh, so basically, you have then go from left to right. You have sort of a sit out, which is leading to a cafe. You have the pink area is a sit out area, pocket park, which leads to the cafe on the ground floor over here, and to the next of it is so over here we have commercial or retail. Over here you have the residential lobby. So above this block is the residential area. This block has ground floor as commercial, and above that is residential areas. So that's why you have the lobby here. Um, Again, you can see all the details. The toilets are detailed out in a manner so that they're accessible. Accessibility seems to be put at front and center in these designs and layouts. One of the takeaways from these sheets could be the way the visibility graphics are arranged for each kind of sheets. Um, so since this is a schematic, you have a particular way the walls are um, hatched, and yeah, let's go to the second floor. Let's see what's happening there. Okay, we're on the second floor. Um, so in the cafe side, you have a mezzanine dining and span over here. So you have some more studio units, some more live work units, some more like a two-story unit. This one over here is a two-story studio unit. It's a single-story studio unit. There's a live work unit. So over here, you're entering the residential lobby. From there, you have the corridor and you go to each of the spaces. Let's see what's on the third floor. The third floor, uh, to the left, over here, above the cafe, you have office units, right? And on the ground floor, over here, we had uh, commercial retail. And on the floors above, you have residential with various types of units. Some are live work units, some are single studio units, some are two-story studio units, um, like a duplex. Okay, let's go to the next floor. Yes. So Same thing, same similar scheme is continuing over here. Fifth floor, similar scheme. It's basically you have about one, two, three sets of staircases. Looks like, yeah, it's like we have three sets of staircases which are going from the ground up to the terrace. Uh, the residential area on the ground floor, you have an extra staircase, right? Let's see. Can yeah, okay. Another thing one could observe is that the whole site is on a slope, right? So each of these blocks are at the ground floor. Each of these blocks is at a different elevation. We'll explore that when we go into the section. Just keep that in mind. Okay, let's go to the roof thing we've done till fifth. Let's go to the roof plan. All right. So this is the roof plan. Again, we have the three sets of staircases along with a couple of elevators, reaching all the way from ground to the terrace. I'll give you a little bit of time to just uh, look at the drawing. Let's make it like slightly bigger. See what all you can take away from this. Basically, the focal point of the whole terrace seems to be the bandstand here with a uh, um, staired seating. Of course, you have over here they created a private patio with green roofs and even all these inclined faces of the walls or um, basically um, solar panels. Okay, um, closing this out. Let's go and see the other plans. Let's go to architecture. How about I try to open 10 of these together? Yep, lovely. Let's go. Which one is first? Mhm. Right. Okay. So at the parking deck uh, floor plan. So so what we can see here right now, let's give a little bit of idea of what we are seeing here. What are all the different types of symbols we are seeing here, and then later on we'll explore how to create uh, all these on our own. Um, So the first thing that we're seeing here is a title block. So the title block, so title block is essentially the you could think of it as a sheet layout um, onto which uh, people call it the sheet template, something like that, right? And then you put in uh, a plan view, various view onto this sheet template. Okay, the title block is the type of family in Revit, which you can reuse it multiple times, and it has got its own smart fields, and so it allows you to get extract information out of these sheets, like sheets, schedules, etc. For example, this is the sheet number, right? It's you could think of it as a smart field. Um, it interacts with the sheet schedules and populates that data. So you can manipulate it from the schedule itself or from here, right? Similarly, project number, date, all these can be controlled from the sheet if necessary or from the sheet schedule. Okay, so um, we'll explore more of the title block in later episodes. Let's just see what all we are seeing here, right? Um, so another thing that we can notice over here is these section lines, right? And it inside of the bubble of the section line, we see some information. So basically, it's talking about the section number. The one on top is section number, and down you have the sheet number, the sheet on which this particular section is uh, populated or is shown. Okay, so it gives a ready reference for people on the site to know exactly where to find this particular section to reference it. Okay, um, so these are the sections, right? And let's see this. Now this is called an elevation, right? These are the elevation tags. Now you have these are the exterior elevations, external elevations. Similarly, you can for each room you can create interior elevations, right? So you have one, two, three, okay, which are detailed out here. We'll see those later. So these we'll just see what are all the symbols that are here, right? Now this is we see a question mark symbol over here. So if you click on it in the properties panel, you'll see um, you'll have a wiki link which will take you to uh, further describe particular aspects of the sheet or particular aspects of um, a, an element in Revit. Okay, we'll go through that. We'll see that. Okay, and we have the grid lines here. One, two, three, four, five. This is the way the grid is set up. So the vertical lines are named numerically 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9, and the horizontal grid lines are named alphabetically A, B, C up to E. Um, it is a convention to start uh, from the bottom left corner. This becomes your kind of the setting out point, but not necessary. It's a convention. Okay. So most people you'll see that they'll be starting their numbering from here. Okay. Another thing we're seeing is the parking spots over here. I think at this point, a better thing to do to explore this plan would be to actually go into the view. Can we open it from here? Can activate the view finder. Okay, let's see if there's a better way. Okay, I can't seem to find it. So let's do that. And so sorry about that. Okay, so you can right click and open it. So what I did was expanded the contents of the sheet, right? The sheet has a title block. Each sheet has to have a title block. Only one title block is allowed per sheet, right? And then inside the title block, you have um, it's populated with different elements. This one is the floor plan. So it's populated with different views. So you have a floor plan here. Right now, if you go in here, it becomes much more easier for you to explore different aspects and see what exactly it's called. This is a particular type of annotation where my mouse is. Once I click it, you can see that in the properties panel, you have a learning link provided by Autodesk. Um, so just click on the link once, then you'll get a sorry. Once you click on the link, you'll get that um, three dot icon. Click that, and then you can see what's there. It looks like this particular sheet um, data is not present. But again, see, click here, and then this gets highlighted, right? This is a wiki link. Click on it, and it'll take you to the relevant page. Okay, I do that with, especially for a beginner. I highly encourage you to go through this and explore it on your own. Okay, have fun with it. What else? So we have a RAM. Okay, so this looks like a external reference file. Um, so other thing that we can see here are basically the walls, staircase, elevators. There's a machine room over here. Um, right. So what you saw just now being highlighted is a room tag, right? Um, okay. So once you on any Revit element, when you hover and leave your cursor on top of it, Revit tends to give you a particular description of what it is, the category, family, type, and those details. We'll look at what is a category, family, etc. in future lectures, right? Um, this exercise is to just make you familiarize yourself with all these sheets over here. Okay. Uh, we have the retaining walls here at the foundation level, right? Okay. So let's go to the next floor. Um, First floor. So sometimes if you don't find the view over here, you can click this small uh, triangle here and go to the view that you want, right? There we go. So again, we have a planting schedule provided here, ground floor plan. We can see a stamp over here saying not for construction, right? Uh, that is very important. Uh, in future episodes, we'll learn how to sort of distribute your sheets. What are the different um, methods we have for achieving that? And more, the construction firms are opting for distributing their drawings digitally so that they can be updated. Um, you know, yeah, they're updated. If you're having to print it and then circulate it, takes a lot of time to circulate your updates. This way, in a digital format, it takes you far less time to do that, right? And the foremen always have the latest updated drawings with them, right? Okay, so what's there on the ground floor? Um, so it's always a good idea first to go through the general drawings. They'll allow you to get a feel and understanding of how the spaces are laid out, right? We had seen that earlier in the ground floor, uh, earlier in the first floor life safety plan, sorry, first floor um, schematic design, the way the different occupancies and spaces are laid out, right? The relationship between all this. Now, when we go back to this, or let's see if we can put them side by side. Is that possible? Yes. Where is the first floor? Right? Now it becomes easier for you to kind of correlate what's happening, right? Um, let's let's start from the pocket park area. So what do we see here? What are these circles, right? Uh, again, when you just hover the cursor over that particular element, it's saying that it's a tree, right? So the more and more familiar you get with Revit, you'll understand what's happening. Um, as a beginner, it's always a good idea to see various um, um, elements of the model just by hovering over mouse or going into the 3D view and exploring that. Okay, so the details of the kitchen plan you can see over here. Um, there's a call out made for the kitchen uh, cafe kitchen plan, right? And the sheet number is mentioned here, right? Or do you want to go to this particular view? If you want to go to that, you can always double click. Looks like nothing happened, but since we are on the full screen, you don't see it. But I did open the kitchen cafe plan, right? Let's see if we can put these two next to each other. Um, okay, Zeddy. You can see that there's far more detail uh, has been shown here in this plan, right? So please go through this, explore. Just by exploring this, you get an idea of what kind of fixtures that are available. How do you detail it out on a sheet, right? It's uh, it's a incredible resource for people, uh, students who are learning about designing, architecture, interior design, construction. It's a valuable resource. Please go through this. And one of the good things about this particular sample file is it tries to show you uh, all different types of building typologies. You have residential, commercial, and recreational, right, in one file, right? So you do get an idea of uh, how you can go ahead and make your Revit project um, incorporating all these details. So we can see there's a curtain wall here. Uh, Again, I just hovered the mouse over there. It's a curtain wall. Um, Different types of doors, windows. You have structural columns, architectural columns, right? And you have the interior furniture, the millwork, equipment, and FFE, all of it listed out here. Um, Staircases, the plumbing and uh, toilet, sanitary, everything is detailed over here. So please go to this. So this is an example of an interior elevation, right? Let's see what we get if we do this. Um, okay, so I double clicked on it. It's another way of finding referencing views. Um, Double clicked. Let's open that particular elevation, the interior elevation over here, right? Um, so what I want to say here, one more thing, is that I'm using a 4K monitor to go through these drawings because they're so vast, right? And it becomes really convenient and in a way inspiring also to look at all these details in in that resolution and on that size, right? So I'm recording this video in 4K. Please see if you can watch it on 4K to follow on these details. Follow along with me here, right? So um, I think that's it for this session. In the next session, we'll continue exploring the other sheets. Okay. Ciao. See you in the next session.